Alright, and those are fine. Okay, so back down to here. Player data. Alright. Now, this is going to be storage 3 equals mplanet.get planets, I think. Let me see. If not, we'll have to make another function for that. So, get destroyed planet list. Problem is we only want one planet at a time, and that's going to return a whole list of them. So we need to find a way to get a specific destroyed planet. So we will go, let's call that D list instead. And then void get dest, or destroyed planet, with an int I as a get destroyed planet. For the I as a set dest is destroyed There's another thing I forgot to check though. Again, this would cause a problem. Is if the destroyed planet were, well, we're loading the file though, so it wouldn't matter, because we're loading it into an empty thing, so it wouldn't matter if we had to check it or not. So never mind, it's not an issue at all. That's the other thing, you think of things and there's another issue there. We want count of, not size of. Remember our epic issue from the other segment, where we had all that crazy crap going on. Just need to put in stdlib. Alright, so where the hell is that function at? Get destroyed. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to put one above it, void, oops, planet proc, get dlist. Alright, and this is going to be d planet, then int of I. So what we want to do is change this to a string and return p destroyed planets, or pdest planets. Well, it's kind of redundant, but return pdest plan I. So what this will do is once I change this to a string, so I can return the string, and we need to add string up here. Now we do have a string up here. So it's with the little red squiggly line. That's gone now, okay. So that'll allow us to do is send a specific integer value, and look up the planet name associated with that. So we will send I. get dplanet. Really, get dplanet. I'm looking at it right there. Oh, planet processing. Well, that's a fail on so many levels. Let's go back to H real quick here. Planet, lowercase planet, proc. P proc. Don't have to change the header file since it's already in there. And we'll go over here and do the same thing over here. Except we'll go planet and mplanet. Replace it with that. Current document, find and replace all. Then find all occasions of mplanet and replace it with pproc. Or no, wait. Planet, proc, and pproc. That's what that was complaining about, was the lack of that close off there. Anyway, so storage 3. We gotta type it. Oh, store 3. Okay, that's storage, but just store. Alright, so pproc.getDplanet, and it will set that to store 3. So now, what we need to do is we need to encrypt that name. So we need to go replace store. Now see, we have storage here, but it's store here. That is just interesting. So it should be storage. Oh, I see. We actually had it set here. Again, we didn't actually need to have it set. Now we have it set here too. Places we don't need to have it set. Let's do it this way. Storage, set to store. Current document, replace all. Then just find store. Because if we did storage, if we did it store to storage, it may not have worked properly. It might have done it storage. It's just find it easier to do them all at once that way. Because sometimes if you have similar named things, you can actually get like a double thing going on that's annoying to fix. Okay, so that's storage, unidentified. It's supposed to be storage 1. Okay, so again, for example, those two right there. Alright, so we got those done. Technically we don't even have to set them like this, so let's take that out too. Alright, so now we want to, we are going on forever like I said I wasn't going to. Notice I got plenty of space. Let's see, we're actually in devlogs. So we're up to 98 gigs, that's not too bad. Alright, so we want to come back down to here and replace storage 3 dot begin storage 3 dot end, and we want to look for space and replace with underscore. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take storage 3 and set it. So again, we're going to have to make another function, because we can't use this function, the set destroyed function. Because in this case, it is possible that we will cause another cause an issue by creating another name, another copy of the planet that we're working on with underscores, so it wouldn't be caught again. Instead, we want to make a new function that will go back into the array at that specific point and overwrite what's there. So again, we'll want to go to void, and we'll say set specific planet, destroyed planet, int I, for name encryption. Just kind of give it a little more detail as for why we're needing it. Why is private giving me crap now? Expected a type specifier. Oh, I guess that was from some other issue. Telesense just being slow as hell as usual to catch up with the changes. So we'll add it underneath here. Void. Yes, coid. Planet processing set SD planet and int I. And we just want to do the same thing in reverse of what we did in the other one. We actually want to go say actually we also want to pass the planet, the new planet name, and string name. We'll go back to game, or we'll go planet proc pproc dot set s d planet I and storage 3. Of course, that's going to give me crap for the storage 3 for a moment until we add it over here. Come back over, and that should not be an issue now. Yep. Alright, come back over here. Set SD planet. That's interesting. Oh, I see, because it picked it up over there. Alright, there we go. And now we go pdestplan I equals name. And that will set that particular element from whatever name it was before to the encrypted name that we have here, that we passed through, that we created over there, and overwrite the old name. And we do the same process for decrypting it. We use the same two functions. But okay, so that would go through and see I is undefined. Let's go ahead and define I as well then, over here. Not an issue anymore. Alright, so as long as I is less than or equal to 240, it will pass the value of I, which is increased each time it goes through the for loop, to get destroyed planet. That returns a name, which is stored in storage 3. We use storage 3 in this line here to go through and replace any spaces in the planet name with underscores. And then we send storage 3 and the value of I back to the planet processing class with the set specific destroyed planet function, and overwrite the old name for that specific element of the destroyed planets array. And then once that's done, it comes back up here out of the and we actually will then go through and do another for loop. So for I equals 0, I is less than or equal to 240. Now we're essentially going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to say storage 3 equals pproc.get dplanet I. And then we're going to say out file storage 3, and I'll create a new line in that, and that'll run through the whole entire thing and create a new line for each planet. And once we're done, we need to close out we need to decrypt it. So we need to go to game data decrypt pl data and pass pproc. Then once that's done, we need to close the out file stream. So out file dot close, and else, and then we'll just copy this code here. And we'll also grab this as well to add into the thing here. Planet data saved successfully. We'll change this to player data. Alright, so we'll go down here to the decryption function and essentially just copy paste. Well, let's copy paste this code here because it's going to be exactly the same, except for one key detail. All we're going to do is switch these positions of those, and there you have it. Now it's set to decrypt the exact same way that it was set to encrypt before, except this time it's just going to search for underscores and replace them with spaces. So let's go ahead and do the in file section of that. We'll just go ahead and copy everything that's here right now. Except we will begin opening the planet data save file. Player data, NFO, planet data. Make sure I actually D planet data. Okay. We don't need the D planet data. That's friggin' redundant. We'll just call it planet data with lowercase. I need to do that. Stupid stuff. I hate redundancy like that. So planet data. Planet data save file. Alright, so we will take all that out. So this is going to be a slightly different process here. We want to keep the data encrypted until after we put it into the function. So we need to call well, first what we need to do is we need to do a for loop. Again, so the exact same way as we had this for loop up here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it. Except this time what we're going to do is in file storage 3. And then we're going to use the same code we used on decrypting, or rather this one here. Same setup for that we use for encrypting and decrypting here. So we have in file storage 3, and we want to pass I and storage 3 to the function to set the destroyed planet arrays element to the specific value. And we want to keep doing this until we hit that the trigger there to stop it. And then we want to go to decrypt data. Decrypt planet data, then we'll throw pproc through. And that'll go through down to here, and it will decrypt it and take all the underscores out again from the imported data. And really, we're done with that now. Except we need to finish planet data loaded successfully and player data loaded successfully. Player data loaded successfully. Okay. And really, that's it. That's everything we need to do there. In theory, that should work now. Let's go ahead and save all that. So you got to see me working on that a little bit. Now let's go ahead and go over the changes that were made. Besides those I just did right now, I'll have to add that to the change log here. Now we want Space Crusade change log, and damn, need to fix this. I installed a preview version of Microsoft Visio 2013 for class for my final, because we need to make some network topology graphs or charts to for the final, and interesting, it ended up screwing up my license stuff for some reason, so I have to fix it. Haven't gotten around to it yet though. So let's see, let's go from beginning to end here. Kind of weird there. This is going to be August that we're in, so we don't want April, obviously. I will start with top to bottom, even though it's not in order, chronological order. So now we'll go chronological, just because. Alright, so the first day I did any work was August 17th, and all I did on that day was to add resource set functions to the player class and the code for those functions. And in the station class I worked on the SM purchase function, and I'll show that to you now. Station. So there we are. Added in all the requirement codes here. So what happens is that these if statements will check the resource value from the item array in the data system. So it'll come over here, it'll send the I-code value, which is passed through, or rather set, and then this will obtain it from the class, and it'll take that I-code, pass it through. That goes over to the data system to the get weapon Zarn cost. In the case of that one, get weapon Zarn cost. DSC here. Get weapons Zarn cost. And I code will be W code here, and it takes one off of that and searches the weapon database for how much Zarn the weapon costs, which is the 12th element in the array. And then it casts that data to a int from a string, and then returns the data to that function. So, and as an example, if we passed 4 as the value for as the I-code value, it would search for the third element here, because we're taking 1 off of it, since array started on 0, not 1, which would be the array of information for the 50mm suspended coil laser cannon. And it would go through, find the proper element of that array, which is the 12th one, which is 2500. No. Or is it? Class. We'll need to add that in. So it was technology, yeah, so 2500 here is the Zarn cost of the weapon. That'll obtain that information, which is a string originally, and it will take that string and convert it to an integer value and return it to that function. And if that value is not equal to 0, it will take that value out of it will subtract that value from the player's resources. And I'm not checking if the player has enough resources, because if you remember, or if I didn't mention it, I'll mention it now. In the